Hello everyone, welcome to the Valentine special of The Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok, a podcast of, for and by the millennials. I'm your host Shlok Ramchandran.
And I'm your co-host Tanvi Lad. So Shlok, okay, we're recording today on the 5th of February, just about to get into Valentine's week. Are you all set for Rose Day,
Ma'am,
Propose Day?
Tanvi ma'am, hold on. I guess your mic has been deselected.
What did we do for the Valentine's
Last
Day?
year,
Can
we
you
went
hear me now?
started
No, ma'am. It's actually coming as an echo.
and year before that,
Yeah.
and we set it up and with
What
balloons.
about, should I lower the volume or something?
No. It's. I guess we are getting your input from the laptop rather than your mic. Did you check the input?
What about now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, perfect.
You all can restart
Yeah.
from where you start. From where we started. Shlok sir can give an introduction.
Shlok, you need to restart
I need to restart what?
your intro.
Oh, okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the Valentine special of The Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok, a podcast of, for and by the millennials. I'm your host Shlok Ramchandran.
And I'm your co-host Tanvi Lad. So Shlok, as we get into Valentine's week, are you all set for Rose Day, Propose Day? I mean, I know the ladies' man that you are. You must be all set.
सब धोखा है ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I'm not the ladies man and I am not someone who looks forward to Valentine's Day. I'm part of the anti-Valentine's Day squad. So no, I'm not looking forward to it. Or I wish I would have been the ladies man and people and girls coming and telling me that, hey Shlok, take a rose. I wish, man, I wish.
So I have this what do you say, this habit, or this customary post that goes up every Valentine's Day. You know, I finish a run and I take a screenshot of, you know, the number of kilometers run, and this is my constant every 14th Feb. This treadmill is like with me every year. My only constant.
Your
Yeah, I'm my own Valentine. मतलब मुझसे
okay.
better कोई है ही नहीं. But interestingly, our guests tonight on the podcast also are part of the anti-Valentine squad, but they bring a good mix to the show today.
Yep. So very excited to have the lovely couple, Shrivats and Payal Goswami, on the show today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So okay, let's start with tell us about your love story, since it's a Valentine's special.
From the lady.
Oh, okay. So it's actually it's a very long story, as in it happened about 10 years ago. And we both met, it was just a random meeting. And then we started chatting on Facebook, on social media, and then we started liking each other. He was actually in South Africa, and I was there as well. And then we started chatting to each other, and like he had come back home. It was like a long distance friendship, chat, liking each other thing going on. And then it slowly increased into like, love, if you could say. And then we used to visit each other. And then I had moved here a couple years ago. And then we had a good like long love story. Yeah.
Who
That's
made the
nice.
efforts? I want to know. मतलब initiative किसने लिया?
I think
She sent me the friend request.
yeah. It was all me.
Obviously, you're the under-19 cricket World Cup winner. No, you're the wicket-keeper batsman. So
It was long back.
It was long back, but I never knew like so much about cricket. I wasn't so interested. I didn't even know he was in under 19.
She
and all
still
of that.
doesn't know a lot about it.
Yeah, exactly. We were
That's the
just
best
talking
part.
about this today. I didn't know. And it's okay. So I don't really it's not that I don't care. It's just that I don't have any interest.
also, you told that you started talking to each other on Facebook. Nobody really talks to each other on Facebook now. So you guys go.
I don't know if you guys were born when Mixit was there, but there was Mixit.
No, I was there when Orkut was a thing, right?
Oh, okay,
I,
okay.
I used Orkut as well.
I never used that, but Mixit was a thing, and then we used to use like
Messenger,
Yahoo
Yahoo
MSN, Yahoo
Yeah.
Messenger.
So
It was
yeah, so
ages ago, ages ago, yeah.
this
but
now
but
this
I,
yeah.
I like the fact that there's a difference between, I mean, there's a gap between your professional and your personal. I mean, that's, you come home from a day of cricket and you don't want to talk cricket again, so
Yeah.
that's nice.
I think that's the best part. Yeah, she still doesn't understand.
I don't
cricket
understand
as
most of the
much, yeah.
things. Yeah, I just know when there's like a run that's made, or
Yeah.
who's winning. That's all. That's the
For
only thing.
her, if you make double digits, we've
It,
done
it
well.
means like you probably did
You've
well,
done
right?
well.
If you come out at a zero, then that's something wrong.
So whenever I come home and she goes, "How much did you make?" or she doesn't ask me, so I said I made 13 or 14. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Still, I didn't get single.
Yeah, so it's a little funny, but it's good. It's good. I think we both keep our personal lives very personal, and then private lives completely separate. So that's good.
Who's the cheesier one?
Who's the one?
Who's the cheesier one?
I think I am the cheesier one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the cheesiest thing you've done so far?
Cheesiest thing, particularly nothing like that. I mean, I like just talking shit sometimes, and
Nice.
TV things like that. I'm at the age where I try to I keep forgetting things. So yeah, so I don't remember what I speak the day before or something like that. So yeah.
But no, he's good. He's cheesy, and yeah, he
I'm
tries to
cheesy.
he tries to make an extra, cliche effort now and then. Like he does, like sometimes he does like a fancy Valentine's Day dinner, or he'll do something special. When he's around, he makes the effort, which is really
Yeah.
good. And otherwise, it's been like more like, for example, Valentine's Day is coming up. He won't be here. Last year Valentine's Day he wasn't here. The year before that we spent it together, and he did
Yeah.
something special, so it was nice. That was
Srivatsa, what's your go-to cuisine? Do you cook Bengali cuisine? What's your cuisine, right?
Mine go-to is dal chawal. I can have dal chawal.
No, but I'm sure you're not making dal chawal for her on Valentine's.
No, I'm not making anything.
No, he never cooked. That's so hard.
I don't know how to cook.
So that topic is out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We probably go out if
if he was
I'm
around,
around,
yeah, we
If I
probably
was,
go
yeah,
out.
we would go out definitely.
So, I mean, since this is a very millennial issue that I think couples face, that, you're, especially with a sports person, you're not always together, on special occasions. You're very often traveling, you're in different countries. So how do you guys manage that? I mean, of course, we've seen with Sania Mirza, of course, they live in different countries for most of the year. I'm sure it's a strain on the relationship. So how do you guys kind of manage that?
Well, I look at it as a very, very positive kind of way, because sometimes it's very difficult to spend 24 hours, 365 days together.
With
You
one
know?
person, yeah.
So this is like a blessing in disguise that I'm playing and I'm traveling around, and then she also sometimes goes home and then comes back. So it's okay. It's perfect for us.
It works in a way, and now with like social media, like a social, like Zoom and video calls and everything,
Yeah.
it makes it a little easy. You can talk.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking to the person right next to you. That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah.
But like for example, this whole lockdown, we were apart.
Yeah.
I was in South Africa for like 4 or 5 months. He was here for 4 or 5 months, and we managed. Like distance was never an issue for
Yeah.
us, because we've always been like in long distance
Yes.
relationships
Correct.
for like a good significant amount of years in
Yeah.
our relationship.
So it's
Yeah.
actually fine. It's actually okay.
I mean, I have not seen a lot of couples who come out and say that long distance has really worked out. But I'm
Yeah.
super glad that I've met a couple who say that long distance is really working out.
Yeah, because we
No.
started 2008-9.
Yeah, so we've emotionally grown with each other. We've understood each other. We kind of we have this understanding, and it works for us. And then also when we're together, we're always together. And then
Yeah.
like when he's gone, I focus more on my work. I try and work a little harder, or try and do some different stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just about managing your time, I guess. But yeah, obviously it doesn't work all the time. You get some off days where you really want to be with somebody and they're not there.
Yeah.
So it happens.
So Shrivert, before we get into the cricket conversation, I would like to understand what your wife does. Can you tell us in detail? I know you are in sports science. Can you give our listeners a little detail into what are you working on currently?
Go on.
What does you want him to say, or you want me to say?
No. You, obviously.
Oh, so I am a physical therapist, and I specialized in sports physiotherapy or sports rehab. And right now, I'm not really seeing many sports people, but I see the general population, orthopedic issues, helping people get better through exercise and only through exercises. So that's what I do mostly. Yeah.
How different is the sporting culture between South Africa and India?
To be honest, I can't give a very good opinion about this because I wasn't so much into sports like physically. And as soon as I graduated, I moved to India. So like I've only seen mostly the Indian view, which was cricket. But rugby is very big in South Africa. Cricket is big. Soccer is big. Hockey as well. So they have a lot of, and swimming. So they have a lot of variety and they are quite good athletes as well. But I can't give a very good opinion about it because I've just seen one side. Like, I mean, I've experienced or physically experienced just one side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had one question to Shrivats. I mean, you've been very vocal about training smart. Is that something that your wife has had an influence on you over the years, or because I mean we've seen all sorts of heavy training, very often not sport specific, and that's the difference between a sporting nation and country like India that still has miles to go. But you've been pretty vocal about training smart and training intelligently and training for your sport. So what are your thoughts about that?
So look, right now I've been doing this training called the functional pattern training. So
Okay.
I've learned from this guy called Rajat Bhatia, who I played KKR with.
Okay.
So the thing is, only once I got to know about this training, I got to understand what I was doing wrong. I used to do the traditional training before the normal training called squats, deadlifts, lunges, and things like that. So I was never a very fit guy before. So I've grown into training and I've become fitter, and throughout playing sport anyway. But then again, I was lucky enough not to get injured a lot of times. But then again, when I spoke to Rajat Bhatia about this functional training, he told me a very valid point that we as cricketers, we don't train according to how we're going to move in the ground. Similarly, just like how we do net practice, it's closer to what we do in the ground, right? So we play the game, we do the net practice, which is like similar to what we're doing in the ground. So why don't we train the same way? How many times am I going to do deadlift in the ground? How many times, apart from a wicket keeper, who's going to do squats in the ground? Nobody. Even a keeper squat is completely different to the squat we do in the gym. We are not going to deadlift at all. We are not going to do back rows and chest presses at all in the ground. What we need is movement. Human beings are designed to move straight, vertically, diagonally, jump, bend down, things like that. So why don't we replicate the same kind of movement in our training so that we don't get injured? First of all, our movement is there already. Like suppose in the lockdown, you see so many people are getting injured after the lockdown because of doing too much of squats and deadlifts and heavy weights. You know what happens when you do squat, when you put a weight on your back? First of all, your back gets compressed, right? And then when you're picking up a weight from the bottom and you're lifting it up, which is a snatch, I mean, you're not going to do that in cricket unless you are an Olympic lifter. So he said a very valid point was at no point of time in cricket you're going to pick up a weight from the bottom and lift it up your shoulder. So why you want to do that in the gym? You know, in that process we are sacrificing a lot of things. People are getting more injured. Functional patterns is a kind of training which doesn't require a lot of weight. You can just use 2 kgs, 5 kgs maximum to do it, and it's basically moving with the weight forward. So there's a lot of theory which I have been doing, and it has helped me. and I try and tell our Bengal players a lot about this thing, and they sometimes laugh it off, and then few of them are convinced about it. So I think it's a process. I think in future, I think functional patterns is definitely going to take over. Like in badminton as well. You need to move, you need to rotate, you need to go back, you need to
Yeah.
get down.
Yeah.
So you just can't be doing deadlift and squat and then expecting yourself to get stronger and get those kind of
Agile,
movements
yeah.
in badminton.
True.
You have to. So your racket, my bat, ball is the weight, and it's not going to be 80 kgs. It's just
Yeah.
it's lightweight, and the weight is always ahead of you. So
Yeah.
you need to move with the weight everywhere in all directions. So
Correct.
that's the kind of training you have to replicate at the gym.
Yeah, very interesting because in fact, I've been experimenting with the same in the past, say 4-5 months post the lockdown. And I mean, just going back to some of the traditional training that we used to do, and we saw a lot of my teammates, with disc issues and, you know,
Look.
yeah, I mean, your entire life is ruined, and it's not even that that strength is transferring on court. And
Exactly.
now the work that you're doing, it's smart. You're not getting overly fatigued also,
Exactly.
and it's actually transferring on court, which is what we're which we want.
Yeah.
We don't we're here to become Olympic lifters. So
Exactly.
that's a message that I think millennials need to pick up.
Yeah.
Training smart, training for your sport, especially in this age of social media where everyone's sporting a six pack and everyone's
Doesn't
deadlifting. Yeah, that's not going to help. So very, very important message to
Yeah.
the young athletes.
Also, I feel all the traditional trainers have told you about strength. Why do you need strength? Like you're not gonna pick someone up and throw, and you don't need that kind of strength in badminton or cricket. You need movement. You need to move. You need to bend down. Then you need to turn and go back again. You need your torso to be moving more.
Yeah.
So the upper body has to move in every training you do. While you do squat and deadlift, your upper body is just stagnant right there.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going up and down with your back. And how many people have got injured doing deadlift?
I think
Most of them.
Most people.
Okay, my next question is to Payal. I mean, cricket is a lot of pressure, right? When you're playing in India, we are in a not even a cricket loving nation. We're a cricket frenzy nation, and obviously Shrivats has been in the thick of things. Played for under-19 World Cup in India. He's he has had to fight his place in the Bengal squad with Riddhi Saha. Obviously, he's had his ups and downs. How have you supported him in this journey, right from his early under-19 career to where he is now, and he's opening the batting for Bengal now?
I think I just try and be there for him. If he wants somebody to talk to, I'm there for him to lean on. But to be honest, I don't know if it's just sportsmen in general. They don't really express themselves. It's like they were, and they would either lose or win, and they'll keep it to themselves. Whether it's a happy loss, whether it's a happy win or like a sad loss, they don't generally express. But like I try and give them a pep talk now and then. I'm like, you got don't worry. Like on the matches, I'll make a little joke and say, just think of it as one of the club matches, like how you always score your 200s. Just think of it as that. Just blow out the point. I just think that I don't know what to say. I've never been in that situation. So I always try and be there, and I always tell him if you ever want to talk about anything, I'm here, and I listen. Then when he starts talking, sometimes it's like I give my opinion, and then he's like, you don't ever listen to me. You know but I don't know. I honestly just try and be open-minded about everything, and I support him. Whatever, whether he becomes really, whether he hits many hundreds or centuries, or whether he makes it dark, we make a joke also. Yeah. So it's either way, he's just normal. Around me, he's normally normal. Yeah. He doesn't express much about his career unless it's really everything is caught up and bottled up, and now you need to explode. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not
I don't
so
like to
much.
bring problems
He does,
home.
yeah. And there's never problems, but obviously you have an off day and you want to express, and you say, you talk about it. Yeah.
The reason I asked this question was, because the old school thinking is that, sportsmen shouldn't date. This is the old India, the older people's generation, and telling that even if you, our coaches, when we were in our under 13, under 16, relationship, girlfriend mat banana, crack correct. It's just a very common thing.
Oh, I'm sure you must have also heard that.
I'm sure Shivats must have also heard that. I have heard that. Tanvi's also heard that.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, exactly.
but because it's something which happens in Europe, right? I mean, people are very vocal about it and very open about it, saying that your personal is different, your professional is different. So you don't mix that. So hence I asked this question. So because whoever is listening to this, especially you got some young upcoming athletes, and they have somebody supportive in their life. It is not a distraction. It actually helps you, grow as a person and possibly grow as an athlete.
Yeah.
So they can take a page out of your book and hopefully
No,
not
but
think of
I'm not-
relationship as a distraction.
Yeah. No, I'm not the perfect example, but of course, I think you have to be understanding. And what is really good is that if you have something going on for yourself, so you have your attention and you have your focus on your, on your own interest instead of just putting everything on top of him or, like being that clingy and being that, like, oh, what's going on? How's it going?
Yeah.
What you doing? How much did you make? Like, it doesn't make sense.
That's the best part.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
she doesn't.
focus on yourself.
Yeah, she would never ask me how much did I make because she doesn't understand the game also so
Yeah.
much, which is also a blessing for me.
Yeah.
And then sometimes to support, you need to say nothing also.
Yeah.
If you don't say anything, that's also a good support as well instead of just saying anything.
Yeah.
So we keep it quiet. I mean, I don't bring my problems home as well. I mean, if I had a bad day, if I didn't score much, I don't bring it home because it's my failure. I don't like to pile it on someone else because she's having a nice day. Why would I come with my problems and ruin it?
Yeah,
for
but
her?
if I'm having a bad day, I always tell
Yeah.
I'll be like, like that.
I think it's girls are like that. I mean, I come home with a sulk on my face, and the whole world will know that she's messed up training today.
Like when I come home, because I feel like I need to
Yeah.
take everything out.
And the sportsman in me goes like, get over it.
Yeah, and,
So-
and then
Shut-
that's makes me want to get more angry,
I mean, good thing Shivats is a wicket keeper, right? So I mean, he can dodge. He's good agility, and he can like dodge through it. If next time if he says ki at a restaurant you take a plate and you throw, and
And
Shivats will be like.
fling it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my next question is to Srivats. Srivats, that under 19 World Cup, the 2008 World Cup winning team, there was a lot of pressure on a lot of those players who've actually gone on to play India. You got Ravi Jadeja, who's played well. Virat has done extremely well. But there were players like Ajitesh Argal, who then he went into income tax and didn't really play a lot. Taruvar Kohli had a lot of promise, but they didn't deliver. So I'm sure there must have been a lot of pressure on you because you were one of the standout players from that tournament, and you were part of the MS Dhoni, Dinesh Karthik, and obviously you had Riddhi Saha in the Bengal squad.
Yeah.
And you were fighting for that wicket-keeping squad. How did you evolve over the years, thinking that, how can I actually make the India A team? And how can I actually go on to get a contract at one of the IPL sides?
Okay, initially, after the under 19 World Cup, I was under a bit of pressure because I had set up an unrealistic goal for myself that at the age of 22, I want to play for India. That didn't happen. Then I said at 24, I want to play for India. That didn't happen. But then I evolved as a cricketer and as a person as well. I mean, right now, I'm absolutely okay about wherever I am. I mean, I'm grateful for the time I've spent playing first-class cricket, and I have the respect from the players. And from that under 19 group, there are a lot of players who are still having a good career. There are still people who are still playing IPL. I mean, unlike the other under 19 teams.
Yeah.
So I look at my life or my journey in a very positive kind of way. Initially, I wasn't the same kind of a person. I would have a different perspective about things. But right now, I am happy where I am, and when I look back and I see I had competitors and I've been in the wrong era, or there was Dhoni or Dinesh Karthik or Riddhiman Saha behind it. I don't really look at it that way. I think this is completely my journey, and success to each is different. I mean, it's success for somebody else could be playing for India. Success for me could be a happy life and a happy family, a peace inside myself, things like that. So those perspectives have changed. Before I used to think if I'm not playing for India, I'm not successful at all. Now I think in a different way. I mean, being successful is not about playing in a certain level. It's about being happy with your own life. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
very
quite happy.
philosophical.
I'm very
बहुत deep, yaar, बहुत deep.
very I'm
He's
very
like,
deep.
I call
I'm
him a
very,
saint. Yeah.
I'm very deep.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very deep. He's
Was there ever a thought of you moving, switching sides, and going as a professional in another state? Considering Riddhi was, part of the Bengal side, it did ever come to your mind? I know you played for Bengal your whole life, and you played for the East Zone, but ever a thought, saying that maybe I could go to a different state, change of scenario? Because we've had players who've done that. Sarfaraz Khan has done it. A lot of players have decided to make that switch. But are you happy with the way you took your call and stayed with Bengal all these years?
Yes, I am. I mean, look, even with Riddhi around, I've almost played like 105 T20 games and 90 odd, 80, 85, 80, 90 odd one day games, about 60 odd first class games. So I look at it in a brighter way. Yes, sometimes I have thought about switching, but then the thing was, Riddhi was always on and off.
Yeah.
I mean, he would go to the India tour and then he would come back. Then he would get he would play and then he would go back on another tour. So I was always like going and coming back in the squad, things like that. But then that also made me very strong as a person. To uh, get all the failures and success and how to handle those things. So I think all these things have played a important part in my life. So I'm absolutely fine with everything.
Yeah. Possibly gave you the motivation of just making the side as a pure batsman.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that must have helped as well.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have played when Riddhi is around. I have played a lot of white ball cricket as a batsman, opening alongside with him. So I don't actually never thought about that somebody else is there, and if he comes in, I won't get a look in or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just so heartening to hear the healthy competition between
Yeah.
between you and Riddhi, and I've seen Riddhi is such a down to earth person, and everybody loves Riddhi. You never hear a bad thing about Riddhiman Shah from anyone. So
Yeah.
it's great to see the camaraderie between two wicket keepers, trying to make that one spot in the Bengal and the East Zone team. So yeah, so that's just great.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I think on that note, let's take a quick break. We have a lot to chat about with this lovely couple, but stay tuned. You're listening to The Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok. We still have the lovely couple, Srivatsa Goswami and Payal Goswami, in conversation with us. So Srivatsa, what's next for you? I mean, you had a fairly decent Shahid Mushtaq Ali trophy. What are your goals for 2021? How do you look at yourself at the Vijay Hazare Trophy?
See, the short-term goal is to play well in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, and see, Bengal hasn't been winning a lot of trophies in past few years, and in spite of having a good team, last year we were the runners-up in Ranji Trophy, and we didn't really qualify for the T20s now. So this is our ultimate goal right now because this is the last tournament which is going to happen this year in first class cricket. That's this season. So short-term goal is to win, to qualify for the Vijay Hazare Trophy and then win it. And personally, my contribution helps the team. I mean, nothing like it. Otherwise, I don't really set goals for the year. I mean, I've done it before. It didn't work out, so
To each its own. I mean,
yeah.
Whatever works for people. Looking forward to the IPL though. You've been retained by the Sunrisers.
Yeah, absolutely. But first of all, I'm actually looking forward to this Vijay Hazare.
Okay.
And then once that gets over, then the thing switches to IPL. Yeah.
Which is your favorite IPL team? You've played for KKR, RCB, Rajasthan Royals, now of course Sunrisers.
Obviously, he's going to say Sunrisers, right?
I enjoyed my time with the Sunrisers. Yeah. And when I was very young, I enjoyed my time with RCB as well.
Is it the healthy atmosphere within the team and Virat as captain, of course?
I think when he was with RCB, I didn't think Virat was captain then, right?
No, he wasn't. I think Rahul Bhai was the captain. Rahul Bhai.
I mean, the current Hyderabad setup is they say it's a pretty good group, and you've got obviously VVS as your mentor, and you've got somebody like Kane Williamson. Obviously a lot to learn from Kane and the way he handles himself.
Yeah.
So much to learn.
There are some very nice people in the group, and it's a very calm atmosphere. I mean, not too many stars, yet there are great legends of the game. So it's the same team's been playing for past 3-4 years now. So we know each other, and
I think you're like family.
yeah, it's like a family. The management we know. I mean, the whole process is very smooth, so it's very comfortable. Yeah.
What is Payal's thoughts on IPL? Do you watch a lot of IPL?
I do, not a lot. I watch most of the SRH matches. So during this IPL, I got to travel with Shri, so I've been there as well.
Yeah.
So it was nice, and I enjoy it. I enjoy like the vibe at the stadium, like when it's in India. The vibe of the stadium is really nice. The
Yeah.
people in the group are really good. So for me, it's more of like a socializing thing. I get to meet my friends. Like most of the wives or the girlfriends are really good. So it's fun. It's fun for me. Yeah.
I mean, you also have a common team room, right, where you can play and stuff. Which the IP, all of the teams had their own respective hotels, and they made sure that there's a team room there. There's a lot of bonding. So how was the bubble life for both of you? I mean, this is the first time you must have been in a bio bubble.
It was fun. I mean, she wasn't here for the entire lockdown, and then when she came back, I had to travel to Dubai again for 3 months. So I said, let us. So I wanted to take her as well, because that would have been like 8 months without being together. So we were there. We used to train. We like training, so we would run on the beach.
Yeah.
And we would train together. I mean, you can't really go out of the hotel, but the hotel was quite big enough. Our bubble luckily was big enough, and we had the best
Facilities.
facilities. Yeah.
Oh,
So we had private beach to ourselves. We had a gym, restaurants, and we could walk around the area. So we would all do it together. And
Yeah.
she became friends with the wives.
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
like
and
the
then-
few of the wives were around, so we would hang out, and
Yeah.
yeah, it seems sometimes it's like like 2.5 months. It's like a long time, but it kind of went fast. But it was all good. It was all nice.
Yeah.
It was all
I
good.
saw that post of you guys running on the beach.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep up.
Who's your best friend in the Sunrisers wives and girlfriend group? Like a go-to person.
So I have a few. One is Tasha, Sandeep's fiance. Then there's also Manisha's wife, Ashrita. My one of my favorite friends is Mr. VVS Lachman's wife, Saileja. She's she's a real sweetheart. And then in the management, there's a lady. Her name is Ramandeep. We've become really good friends as well. So I have like 4 or 5 people who I generally stick to, and
No problem.
yeah. So there's a few people that are there, and like I've become really close to them. So I spend a lot of time with them.
Nice.
Shri, what's your best mate at Sunrisers?
See, luckily, with the under 19 group, there's Siddharth,
Yeah, obviously, what's Siddharth call as well, right?
Manish I played with, and then Sandy. Sandy is a friend, and Siddharth is really my close friend. And there's Nadeem, who I played, his zone, where then there's Virat Singh, and then I think most of them are, I get along with most of them. So Jason Holder's become really good friend.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
like from whatever I've heard, Jason Holder is the anti-West Indian. I mean, he's got. I mean, you
Yeah.
mostly associate West Indies with a lot of swagger, but
Yeah.
Jason Holder just comes and does his business,
Calm. Yeah, very calm.
very calm and very collected.
Yeah, very
so yeah.
unlike.
Why?
He also had a huge impact with the Sunrisers.
Yeah. So he's a nice guy. Rashid Khan.
Oh yeah,
then,
superstar.
Movie. So everyone's
Yeah.
good.
What about Bengal? Who's your favorite mate in the Bengal state team?
Bengal team. There are a lot of there's Abhimanyu. There's Abhishek Raman. There's Shehbaz, Akashdeep, Mukesh. All the bowlers are my good friends. Because
So
I
the
have-
nets में ज़्यादा bouncer नहीं डाले ना तो अच्छा रहेगा.
No, and also I have to take catches for them, no? So they can
अच्छा हाँ कि उन लोग भी ऐसा थोड़ा देते भाई श्रीवट भाई प्लीज थोड़ा कैच पकड़ लेना थोड़ा विकेट टैली बढ़ेगा एवरेज नीचे आएगा.
they try to win. Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right. So let's move into our final segment then. It's a fun segment, sort of like a rapid fire. So we'll
Okay.
just ask you a few fun questions and let's see who's more rapid.
Oh.
Okay, so Payal, first to you. 3 things you love, hate, tolerate about Srivat's.
Untidiness.
So that you hate the untidiness and the tolerate.
Shivas has this habit of biting his nails, which I don't like.
So you tolerate that or you hate that?
I hate that.
So what you tolerate the untidiness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
because I have to clean up, so it's okay.
Now, what do you love?
Yeah, that and one more thing. I
Your
think-
love. Yeah.
Something you love. Something
Something
you
you
love.
Oh, something
No,
I
just
love.
one thing each. Just one thing
Yeah,
each.
one thing
Oh,
each.
sorry. So I love the fact that he's always giving. Okay, I am the person who will say no, but he'll always say yes. He'll always say yes. So he'll keep on giving. Yeah, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I love that about him.
Okay.
As a wicket keeper, no, he has to give.
He has to give.
What
Yeah.
to do?
I have to give in with my gloves as well.
Okay, your favorite memory of you guys dating?
There are actually quite many. I'd say dating.
Yeah.
What's the favorite memory? Yeah, no, dating felt like so long ago. I can't remember.
Yeah.
That's the hallmark of a good relationship because it's been so long that you don't actually remember.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. There must have been many, but I can't remember.
Okay.
Of the relationship, you can ask.
Of
we
dating,
we
yeah.
never like dated like that. We just got into a relationship straight
Yeah,
up.
okay. So your favorite memory of your relationship so far?
Yeah.
What's yours?
Arey, his time will come first. You say no.
I really like our holidays. So my
Yeah.
favorite memories are the holiday memories that we plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? One experience that you're looking forward to in 2021 together.
Another holiday.
Okay, since you're speaking of holidays, which is your favorite holiday destination?
Recently we went to Bali. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Bali was really
Croatia
fun.
was nice.
Yeah. But recently we've been to Bali, so it was
Yeah.
really fun.
Okay.
Really
And
fun.
this is a very trivia question. What's Srivat's favorite color? You obviously
His favorite color, I think, is red.
is wearing red. You're
Yeah.
right.
No.
Red and white. Red and
What's
white.
Red.
Srivat's favorite food?
He told you dal chawal.
Gave it away, man. I gave it away. Okay, Srivat's moving on to you.
Yeah.
One thing you hate, tolerate, and love about your wife.
I love that she's understanding and she doesn't get, too involved in my sports, in my cricket. And that's what I like. And then
Tolerate.
I tolerate that she doesn't like me biting my nails because whenever I do that, the first thing she gets the nail clipper and she starts cutting my nails.
Yeah, I actually cut his nails.
Yeah,
Because
she does.
he'll go like, no, I'm cutting it. He'll go like this, I'm cutting it.
yeah. And then she has
What
an
she hates.
she has an OCD problem,
Yeah.
which I like and hate as well because you can't you have to be like perfect in the room. You can't even have like a small piece of thing. The curtains have to be nicely placed. The switchboard lights have to be all off. All
Aligned,
down.
aligned.
All
Aligned.
aligned. All
All be
aligned. Sometimes I have one switch light, the same switch, one here and one that side. So if I put this off, she goes, no, you put it off from that side. But it has to be aligned. I have to-
This is too funny. Okay, moving on. Srivat's the batsman or Srivat's the wicket keeper?
That's for you.
That's
No,
you.
this is for you.
Oh, both. Keeper.
No, you have to select one.
Batsman.
Okay, David Warner or Kane Williamson? If you had somebody who's going to bat for your life, who's it going to be?
Kane.
David Warner or Kane Williamson?
Kane Williamson.
Jason Holder or Mitchell Marsh, the better all-rounder?
I know Jason better than Mitchell Marsh, so Jason.
What's Payal's favorite color?
I want to hear this answer.
Black.
Yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
And final
black.
question. Final question. What's Payal's favorite food?
Favorite food? She likes pizza. Pizza,
I
pasta.
think she's wrong. I think you're wrong.
She doesn't have like one favorite food
Yeah,
that
but
she
I like
wants to have.
pasta.
Pasta, yeah. She doesn't have
Fair
one-
enough. I'm going to give that to you. Just
Yeah.
I'm going to give that to you. Okay.
I have one cheesy question before we wind up. Was there like a moment when you realized, that
This is the one.
this is the one?
This is the one.
For either of you, it could be for either
Why
of you.
why it has to be for me?
I to realize the
He
second
realized
time.
on the second time he spoke to me, the
Look.
second day.
At the age of 19, Shlok, if you're talking to a girl, like a good-looking,
I've been there, bro. I've been there.
And then
Been there,
he-
done that.
she sends a friend request, talking to you. What do you do? What do you
get
expect?
thrilled. You get thrilled.
You fall in love like in a second.
I fell in love in the first day when I met someone, so I can totally understand that.
My story is that when we started chatting, I didn't think that this could be an
Yeah.
actual thing. So
Yeah.
I thought, okay, he'll be a brother.
Yeah.
I-
Arey,
Raki
Raki.
Coming up and no, to a round and kind of Rocky for you or something. It's like, what?
भाई जोन हो जाते हैं आप.
Yeah. I almost got into by zone. Yeah.
भाई जोन. बच गया
Like
भाई,
a
बच गया.
proper sportsman, I picked myself up from there.
Yes, persevere.
I picked myself up and then switched up.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
See, sportsmen are very clear about their goals.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
short term, long term, medium term.
Yeah. Once you set a goal, you have to go for it. Yeah.
He's a true wicket keeper. He had his eye on the
On-
target, on the ball. He was on the ball. He didn't accept the fact that he was going to become a brother. He's
Yeah.
like, no.
Handle the brother. So you had to like,
Imagine.
yeah. Imagine that.
I don't want a sister in South Africa. Like, why would I want a sister?
And in my mind, I was like, what is he going
Nobody wants a sister anyways. I mean, apart from the real blood sisters, no guy wants a sister apart from a blood sister. Yeah.
Perfect.
जितने कम राखी sister उतने better.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
On that fun note, we come to an end of another episode of the Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to all of them on the IVM podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow IVM on their social media handle, that is @IVM podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, please do. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter with the handle SHLOKH95.
And you can write to me on @tanvilad93 on Instagram and Twitter.
And Shrivats, where can we find you on Twitter or Instagram?
Just search for my name. You can find me.
He's like, I'm not going to give you my handle. You find me best.
I'm a celebrity.
No. Type Srivas Goswami and find me. And it as well.
Okay, thank you so much once again for joining in on our Valentine's special. It was super fun to have you on board and to listen all of those stories, and you went back right from your Orkut and Facebook days till you are, we hope we can do this again sometime soon, maybe in season 3. So thank you so much for having.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Thank you
Until
so
then,
much.
ciao. We shall be back very soon with another fresh episode of the Millennial Athlete with Tanvi and Shlok. Thank you, everyone.